Hey guys, Trevor Holt here. It's the 23rd of December 2025, Tuesday. We're getting close to the end of year festive season, generally kicking off tomorrow, being Christmas Eve, and going through to the new year. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone that's supported me throughout 2025, and I look at creating better outcomes for people throughout 2026. Without everyone's support, I couldn't do what I do, creating better outcomes for people. So I'd like to acknowledge that a lot of people in southeast Queensland have experienced harm as the direct result of the draconian, heavy-handed approach of the Queensland Government in relation to the National Fire Ant Eradication Program. I'm sorry guys that the government has treated you this way. I'm sorry that you have been ignored and that your lifestyle choices have been abused in regards to your fundamental human rights, private property rights and individual choice, lifestyle choices. I'm sorry that they haven't recognised chemical alternatives to managing fire ants when we have demonstrated successfully with scientific backing that there are alternative ways of managing these problems. And I'm sorry that 12 months of campaigning hasn't created better outcomes for people yet, but I am confident that 2026 is going to be a big turnaround year, and we're going to see a little bit of accountability on those decision makers in power. So again, I'm sorry to all those people that have been harmed as a result of the National Fire Ant Eradication Program, those that have lost animals, those have lost pets, those that have had allergic reactions ignored, their children have had rashes as a result of exposure to these chemicals. I'm sorry that the government disregards you that much and ignores your concerns. I've been fighting hard and will continue to fight hard to get better outcomes on this issue, and I feel that we've got a lot of things in place now that can combat and initiate change. So 2026 I feel is going to be a big year of healing. I acknowledge the pain and the hurt associated through many communities, including the Jewish community, from the Bondi shootings, the massacre. 15 innocent people lost their lives and many more were injured in a tragic event that should never happen anywhere in the world, let alone our beautiful place here in Australia. And I'd like to apologise to them communities impacted, the Jewish community. I have not done enough to speak out against the divide and the hatred and the targeting attacks that your schools, your mosques and all your assets have endured. I have seen it on the news, but I've been that involved in my own campaign, I've neglected that issue, and for that I'm deeply sorry, and it's something I'm going to look at improving in 2026 and working on healing and preventing these sort of circumstances from happening in the future. I'd also like to apologise to the women and children that have been affected through domestic violence. I think throughout the year. On average, there's been 2 women lost as a result of family violence, murdered by their partners or former partners. And I believe it's been one of the highest rates that we've seen in this country. And it's devastating to hear. I'm sorry the government hasn't come up with better solutions to keep you safe either. And I feel I've let people down in that regards, because I have been focused on the National Fire and Eradication Program and the harm that it's been doing. I've been unable to speak out much about these issues and murder of women and children in domestic violence. But also I'd like to acknowledge and apologise to all the male victims of domestic violence as well. Family violence is not gender specific. It's not just perpetrated by men, and victims aren't just women and children. So again, all the men out there that have been victims as well, all the victims, I believe victims aren't gender based. Victims can be anybody, and I'd like to acknowledge that we've let you down as a community, or all victims of domestic violence in Australia in 2025, and I look at trying to get better outcomes in that space in 2026. Also, suicide rates are continuing at exponential. They continue at around nine suicides per week in Australia. That's unacceptable. As a community, we can do better than this, and I believe our government needs to take some responsibility on this. Not listening to people, denying people's fundamental rights, human rights, private property rights, and individual choice, lifestyle choices, I believe is a contributing factor to negative emotions and overall well-being decline in people's health. Drug addictions, alcohol addictions, and the cost of living stress on people are also significant contributing factors. And I believe as a society we need to do better, and we should have policies in place that no one gets left behind. So again, guys, it's been quite a challenging year for a lot of people, and I want to acknowledge that. And I want to try and offer hope for 2026 and moving forward for better outcomes by talking about our failings and by acknowledging our improvement opportunities. We can grow as individuals, but also as communities, and do better. Respecting every individual as an individual is part of Australia. That's part of who we are, and it's about time we realign our values with that, and stop categorising or grouping everyone based on a few bad seeds, I suppose, is the message. And I also think that forgiveness is very important, and moving forward, not just it's for our own well-being. I've been trespassed, assaulted and abused by the National Fire and Eradication Program. Literally got 5 stitches from forced entry using excessive force by Queensland Police Services, requiring 5 stitches to my hand. I was literally tackled to the ground and handcuffed in my own backyard to distribute toxic chemicals which have been reported to cause harm to my livestock. And it's unacceptable that that sort of behaviour does happen in a civilised democratic land, but it did. And all we can do is try and initiate change to stop it from happening in the future and to try and hold those responsible to account. But holding grudges or holding anger over these matters is not beneficial for anyone. I feel that we have to try and stay calm and focused and focus on well-defined goals and what we're trying to achieve. So I'd like to thank again everyone that supported me throughout 2025 and my fight and campaign, everyone who's joined Australian Advocate group as a financial member and participated in some of our programs, including the Empower Organic program, which has been quite successful over the last few months. And I'd like to thank all the volunteers that have helped to make it viable and help build that advocacy platform, because I feel it's going to be an important platform moving forward into some of these other issues that we're going to campaign to get better outcomes for in 2026. So I'd like to a big thank you for that, and also a big thank you to everyone involved in the Australian Advocate. I know Rob Mellett was sacked from his position or made redundant from his position at the Ipswich Tribune due to a restructuring, they claim, on that paper. He won Journalist of the Year last year and Article of the Year last year, so a well awarded journalist, investigative journalist, creating real benefit to communities. And it's such a shame to see his talents not wasted, so he's been contributing towards the Australian Advocate publication, which we hope to keep going moving forward, and so we can keep raising awareness on these issues requiring advocacy. So if anyone wants to support that, they can join Australian Advocacy Group as a financial member, or we could provide some advertising in the paper to help fund the wages of the administration, the reporting, and the publication of that paper, which is made available for the public. So guys, yeah, so thanks very much. We're hoping for a cracker of a start to the 2026, and obviously people are going to start talking about goals and evaluating where they got to this year and what they want to achieve next year. And that, remember, don't be too hard on yourself. I know a lot of people since COVID who lost their jobs or got stressed out with the restrictions and cut off from families and all the hurt and pain. There's still people trying to recover from all that, and I wish them well in their recovery process. But also, when it comes to achieving things, it's enough just to be just to get through the year. You don't have to have done wonderful things or great things or being outstanding at anything. You just surviving and getting through it unscathed is a massive achievement in itself, guys. So be kind to yourself when it comes to achieving your goals, and if you fell a bit short this year, that's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. We can kick off and start again now, as of today. So what's happened yesterday has no impact on what you can do today. So whether it be diet, exercise, which is something that I've slipped in the last couple of months, or whether it be other elements of your life, continuous education, I suppose, is a big value of mine. I've been fairly good this year. I've caught up with all my subjects that I wanted to do. I've just got one more assignment and one more test to finish my Bachelor of Psychology, which was a goal of mine, so I'm on track to do that, and hopefully I can do an honours year. Start an honours year in 2026 is going to be my goal moving forward, and plus trying to continue growing Australian Advocacy Group and participate in commercial social justice, and that's what I feel the benefit of the National Fire and Eradication Program has done for me, helped create purpose and meaning and direction and where I want to be. So I'd like to thank them for that. It's unfortunate that sometimes you have to hurt, or sometimes you have to be violated before you get your calling, but I feel these things happen for a reason, and I feel that the strength that I have developed through my mental health journey, starting with my Cert 4 in mental health, my diploma in counselling, and now my Bachelor of Psychology, has helped me navigate this campaign quite well, and given me my business experience of the past 20 years, being self-employed and working with people, has helped develop partnerships in the organic industry, which has been beneficial for our members, and also helped in understanding who I am as a person. So well, we had the ABC calling me a conspiracy theorist. We've had Jim McDonald saying that, you know, I'm a dangerous person and high risk person and that sort of stuff. And we've had Rachel Che, you know, say that my behaviour is unacceptable when it's them that's jumping fences, cutting locks and harassing people. Marnie Manning, she said that obstructing her officers, which is my right under Section 336 of the Biosecurity Act, and also other acts. So I feel the derogatory terms and slogans that they used, the National Fire and Eradication Program actually used the term sovereign citizen ideology on their paperwork when requesting assistance of the police to violate my rights on April 16th in their communications. They said I had anti-government behaviours and sovereign citizen ideology, which is ridiculous. So I've never engaged in that. I've always paid my rates, I've always paid my rego, I've always paid my fines as I needed to, and I've always been a good citizen of the state. I've always done my charity thing and helped out, done free blacksmithing for people around my local area, and participated in mental health programs at my own time and cost. And these are the sort of insults that you get to try and dehumanise me and try and convince people that, you know, I'm not a human and it's okay to violate my rights, which they successfully did because they had 2 police officers there physically bullying me on my own property. So whilst that's all sad and that I feel that had to happen to initiate change, and it did happen, and I'm a stronger person for it now. The community's more aware of the draconian approach now, and that's what's needed to initiate change. And if that had to happen to me for that to happen, then that's okay, you know. So like I said, there's going to be a year of healing over this. It's quite emotional, not just on me and not on my family, but also on other people that have been affected by the program. So I want to wish everyone a good time to rest over this festive season and circuit break, and hopefully start a path of recovery in 2026, guys, where we hope better outcomes will be achieved for all. So thanks very much for everyone's support again, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year, guys. Have a good one, eh? See you. Bye.